Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. This is part 2. So, I got on a tangent in the other video and I jumped off topic. So, I'm going to continue on the topic of school bullying and what it leads to. So, when I was coming up, by the time I got out of high school, as I was getting out of high school actually, Columbine happened. Throughout history of Columbine up until like the freaking kindergarten kids shooting and stuff, um, you know, school shootings happen because of school bullying and because no one's there to check the bullies and no one's trying to correct the mistake and no one's trying to stand up for the weaker kids. This is what makes the weaker kids go get something that makes them stronger. I was not a weak kid by far. I was just raised properly and I was bullied. And I know kung fu and I fought in the streets on weekends. But I was afraid of getting in trouble at school because that ain't how my mama raised me. My mama didn't know that my other family members was making me street fight every damn weekend. And it didn't really affect me except for the fact that I enjoy fighting. It became my thing. It became what I do. Now, as for school bullying, when the school bullies just keep bullying and bullying and bullying, it builds up a repertoire. And what that does, it makes the inferior kids feel threatened every day. And who wants to come to school if you're feeling threatened every day? I felt threatened every day. But see, I knew these assholes couldn't beat me in a fight. But they had me with my back against the wall at school because I had a mom who didn't have a problem beating my ass. So I won't gonna go get in trouble at school. I've never gotten in any trouble at school except for I got detention for being early to class. And way back in grade school, I passed around a piece of grass with the taxidermy tools because I didn't want to go do something, and I figured if I can get in trouble, I wouldn't do it. But since I had never been in trouble, the teacher didn't believe that I did it, even when I openly confessed to it. Miss Conrad must really have loved me on some level or another, or maybe she took pity on me because I was the mixed breed kid. But that's part of the other reasons why I got bullied in school is because I'm mixed, and that was one of the things that it always been one of the trails. You have a lot of trails in life, and a lot of trails lead to discovering who you are or who you are going to become. And when I was getting bullied in school, a lot of it came from me being mixed, and then a lot of it also came from me being short and the smallest guy in the class, which made me the biggest target in class, which is till this day, I'm still the biggest target on the planet because I'm the smallest guy in the room. And I'm one of them people, I'm a strong believer in size doesn't matter because the bigger you are, the harder I get to hit you. In turn, the harder you're going to try to hit me. But I'm going to try to hurt you before you hurt me. I'm sorry. That probably would not be something that I should be preaching. But the thing about bullying, when I was in school, no matter what grade I was in, none of the teachers ever stood up for me or the kids being bullied. Never. Ever. They never stood up for us. They just let the shit happen like it was nothing. I'm like, dude, you know, these fuckers are bullying us, and they never did anything. And then when you complain, the teacher's like, oh, you're just boys being boys, so don't worry about it. It's gonna go away. Trust me, it doesn't. It escalates with age. And people don't believe that. And I tell them all the time, I said, no. If a person is bullying you in school, you have two ways of solving the problem. You can report it to the teachers and see if the system takes care of it, or you can punch them in the mouth. Forgive me, punch them in the mouth. Even if you can't fight, punch them in the mouth. Take your beating, but they're gonna learn that you ain't got to take that. And hell, it might work in reverse. You might punch them in the mouth, and they may leave you alone for the rest of your life. I didn't get that option because I was afraid of my mama. But I will tell you the long and short. I've caught a couple of my bullies by themselves. They weren't so bad when they was by themselves. Be in our market if one of you are watching right now. But yeah, um, I was bullied a lot, but mostly I was never bullied by somebody smaller than me. I was always bullied by somebody bigger, a football player or some sports maniac who just thought that they could do whatever they wanted. Henceforth again, they're not really good when they're by themselves. No. But school bullying leads to things like Columbine. It leads to things like Blacksburg. It leads to things where students go out of their way and do shit that they normally wouldn't do. You know. Now, in the incident with the toddlers, man, that was just the parents' fault for having a damn gun somewhere where a child could get it. That was really a stupid move by the parents to even let the child know there was a gun in the damn house. But yeah, when you're bullied by the system, you're screwed. The girl with the pink hair in the other video was bullied by the system, so she was pretty much screwed. But I was bullied by the system too, and the bullying of the system was, we're just gonna keep letting this shit happen. So in the ninth grade, one of my bullies was slapping our heads every day until I did this. When I ducked, he slammed his ass into the chalkboard. He stopped doing that shit. But then he threatened me in the next class, and in the next class. And he was a big, tall son bitch. CH, I still got my eye on you, fella. Anyway, after that, I got into, when I finally got into the 11th grade, that's when I told you guys I took my nunchucks to school, and then I realized the legal ramifications of what would happen if I beat these guys with these nunchucks. So I put the nunchucks up, and I decided that if I'm going out with these and my Nikes. So I think I might have had Reeboks on that day though. But anyway, freaking when the bell rung and I stood outside Miss Jones' office, and all 7 or 9 of them ran from me, including the asshole that I met in B&R, Mr. Wood. I'm watching you too. I forgive y'all, but I ain't forgotten. Anytime you want to get stupid, because especially Mr. Wood, now he's learning MMA. But see, you can learn MMA, or you can be MMA. Guess which one I am. Anyway, being that's past, and I have forgiven, but I haven't forgotten you fuckers. But, the teacher comes out, and instead of giving these guys that she let pick on me from August to May, she gave me the freaking damn referral. Now you tell me how you gonna give one child a referral when 9 other children are picking on him in your classroom from the start of school to damn near the end of school. But I get the referral. Miss Jones really had to stick up her ass against me. Was it because I was the only mixed kid in class? And I was really the only mixed kid in her class. Literally, it's the only mixed kid in the class. And I gave the referral to the principal versus the vice principal because I found out I was kin to the principal the night before, which was what gave me courage to stand up to these fuckers. So, that being said, I get out of high school, but before I get out of high school, I have 2 more bullies. One's a girl, one's a boy. The boy is white, he's a freshman, he's bigger than me. And he starts talking crap, and let me give a special thanks to Gordy Hay for saving me from myself because MS, not the disease, his ass is about to die, period. And Mr. Hay, who I owe my life to because I would have graduated on time had I touched MS, and I was going to put my fist through MS's throat and pull out his goddamn spine. And I straight up told him that shit. I said, I'm going to break your fucking spine. I'm going to pull your spine from your throat. I said, you come in this class and you see me, you better look down. You better stay the hell away from me, because if you walk near me, if you get in striking distance, you're a dead man. Now, Miss Gray, on the other hand, X Gray, or XG, I've handled that. I have female cousins who, guess what? They like to fight. So, XG, if you're watching, we're still watching you. Yeah, that's not a subliminal. That's a fact. That's not a threat. That's a fact. I'm watching you. If you ever come near me, we're not in school anymore. I've been out of school for damn near 20 years. That means she's been out of school for about 15, because she was a freshman also. Here's the thing, though. I had access to a gun. I could have came back to CHS and been the first Columbine. But no, that didn't happen. I moved on. I went to Piedmont, where I also was bullied by a frackin' teacher. Mrs. Dio, I haven't forgotten you either. That's why I used your name and Miss Jones' name and Miss Gray's name and Mr. S's name. And I thank Gordy Hay for saving me. That thing about being bullied in school is not a joke. If you are so pathetic in your life that you have to bully someone else to make you feel like you're somebody, then you need to look in the mirror and think, what makes me think that I can do this to someone? Is it because they allow me to do it? Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. It's also because the faculties and school students don't get involved and they don't care because it's not affecting them. But that's the difference maker. No, when it's not affecting you, how do you feel about it? You don't, because it's not affecting you. You don't look at that kid in the corner with the glasses that cries himself to sleep at night or cries herself to sleep at night because everybody's picking her, him or her, at school because of their short or because maybe they have a not so pretty face or maybe because they're mixed like me. And I had all three. I'm not a very good looking man, at least not to everyone else. I'm good looking to some people, but I'm not good looking to everybody. I'm very short. I'm only 5'3.5", and I've been 5'3.5" since I was 18 years old, and I weigh about a buck 20, maybe a buck 25. But the problem was, see, you have three personalities. Let's keep it real. You have three personalities. In school, straight up and down, I was either Peter Parker or Clark Kent. I behaved very well. I wasn't an A student, but I behaved very well. At home, I was fairly normal. But out of the home and everywhere else, I was not Superman. Might have been Deadpool. But, I was definitely an X-Man for sure. But, I was free to do Kung Fu. And nobody bothered me unless I was in school. So when you think back, and somebody's going to see this video eventually, and they're going to be like, James might be right. Because those kids at Columbine, I don't condone what they did. Not by the least bit. But I know for a fact that that could have been me. I also know for a fact that it would have been me had it not happened before what happened to me at Piedmont happened. Because Miss Deal told me that I was a liar. I lost 3 friends in 2 months. And I had to literally go to every funeral home in Charlottesville to get the obituaries to prove to her that my friends died. Now, who does that to somebody who's lost somebody? I've never forgotten it, but I have forgiven. But I lost my financial aid because of this lady. All kinds of stuff. I had to go sit in the dean's office and explain to him that I had 3 people die in 2 months' time. One at the head of January, one at the ass end of January, and one in February. And sadly, all their funerals were like the same week. So I had to go to 4 funeral homes because I had to find out where Tony was. But for Reg and Dooney, I got their obituaries. Got them in the drawer somewhere. Tony's, I gave her copies of all the damn obituaries. And I still had to write a letter to readmit myself into school. And that was like bullshit. So when you're bullied by the system, you're bullied by not only the kids at school, but now you're bullied by the teachers and stuff at school. This is what leads to things like Columbine and Blacksburg and stuff like that. It's because somewhere somebody just forgot, and innocent people can get hurt. So don't be bullied. And if you're a bully, stop bullying. Unless you're going to bully other bullies that are bigger than you. This is Kung Fu Africa number 2, BC and you.